tense atmosphere filled the air, thick with disappointment after a crushing defeat. Su expressed frustration over being grouped with a powerful rival. The crowd erupted in cheer as Su celebrated his triumph, weapon resting confidently on his shoulder. A floating device announced the remaining qualifiers to the eager audience, and Su listened closely. A serious woman held a device and explained the qualifications for contestants in the upcoming round. She mentioned that Su would be excluded from the reselection process. Excitement buzzed as two people discussed the recent competition results. Su was at the center of the attention, and one of them marveled that only one competitor advanced, predicting that clubs would fight fiercely for his talents. Excitement filled the air as a person asked about the history of the freshman grand competition. An informative person noted that an S-Rank previously set the record with 87 participants. A person recalled that it took 7 minutes to break that record. A person declared that Su's new record would likely remain unchallenged. Su impressed everyone with his master-level spearmanship, sparking curiosity about his training and possible recruitment into the Element Academy. Su reassured his peers about the upcoming school trip, saying there was no need to worry with him around. Joy filled the air as Su celebrated with friends, laughter echoing around them. He mentioned how Li's face turned purple after Liao was eliminated, and two female friends joined in his triumph. Su criticized his rival, calling him a paper tiger who bullied the weak while fearing the strong. A smirk crossed Su's face as he watched the crowd, determination fueling his thoughts. He believed his opponent's arrogance was intolerable and decided to challenge him later. A confident man gestured to his teammates and urged them to step up for the next challenge, saying it was their turn now. Another person reassured him that reaching the top 50 was easy, while an eager voice chimed in, impatient to get started. A confident young woman challenged Su, claiming she was still the strongest freshman aside from him. The arena buzzed with tension as Su focused intently, gathering energy to unleash against. A determined young woman raised her spear high, ready to face her opponents in the competitive arena. Su watched intently, feeling the thrill of the challenge. Excitement filled the air as a group of enthusiastic admirers praised Song's impressive skills and beauty. A determined young woman raised her staff, preparing for the upcoming match as the crowd erupted with excitement. Su struck fiercely at an opponent, his determination radiating through the intense battle scene. A tense atmosphere hung in the air as the fighters faced another formidable challenge. The frustrated Su expressed disbelief about encountering yet another Tier 2 opponent. Cautiously optimistic, another male tried to reassure the group that it was only a low-rank adversary. Skeptical, the last male questioned the significance of the tier, noting they still couldn't defeat her. Su confidently directed another person to list Song as the second recruitment target and Lei as the third. The fierce battle raged on, with one agile and powerful fighter attacking multiple opponents, her weapon radiating glowing energy in the midst of chaos. A fierce woman struck forward with her energy weapon, unleashing a burst of power that electrified the air. A fierce glow erupted as Su unleashed his light gravity slash, striking his opponents with determination. Su struggled to push against an overwhelming weight, frustration etched on his face as he fought to lift it. A fierce competitor struck down her opponents, leaving no doubt about her dominance in the arena. Song emerged victorious, having defeated 45 challengers in the round. A confident character stood in the stadium, revealing a powerful spear that radiated an aura of determination. In a bustling arena, an observant and intrigued young man watches two confident female characters interact playfully amidst the crowd. Moments later, one female character waves to him. A confident female character lined in, asking Su if her performance was impressive. The arena buzzed with excitement as event organizers announced the rules for the grand competition. Su prepared for the upcoming challenge ahead. Amidst a blue sky, floating panels caught the attention of a curious and alert young man. Determined and strategic, Su contemplated his next challenge in the heated competition. He considered whether to challenge Song or Li next. The air thickened with disbelief as Su's eyes widened in shock. He expressed his incredulity at the unexpected turn of events. Su addressed the challengers, questioning their understanding of competition rules and asserting his readiness to be provoked. Tension thickened as Sue sought clarity amid whispers of a brewing conflict. An inquisitive person asked about the situation, revealing the source of tension. Lee made a throat-slitting gesture, provoking Sue with arrogance. The Sioux remained alert, processing the challenge ahead. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation as Sue prepared for the battle, eager to prove himself in arena number 74. Sue challenged his opponent, asserting the urgency to get on stage. The announcer called for both sides to get ready, signaling the start of an intense match in the stadium. Sue transformed into a beastly form, unleashing a fierce roar that echoed through the arena. A fierce character with red hair lunged at Sue, filled with rage and intent. Crackling energy enveloped Sue as he confronted an unseen opponent, his eyes blazing with defiance. He expressed that the disaster stemmed from the opponent's own arrogance. A fierce-looking character roared, unleashing powerful energy blasts that surged around him, intensifying the atmosphere in the arena. A fierce lion lunged at a determined Sioux, who raised his spear in preparation for the strike. A fierce and determined man charged forward, unleashing a powerful attack while declaring that a lightning-type ability user sought death by clashing head-on with him. A powerful sword crackled with electric energy as Sioux swung it downwards, channeling all his focus into the strike. Sioux swung his sword, generating a powerful energy blast that surged toward his opponent with furious determination. A fierce beast roared with its mouth wide open, intimidating Sioux as he realized its overwhelming strength. A fierce energy surged from the Sioux as he extended his hand towards an unseen target, preparing for an attack. A powerful surge of purple lightning enveloped Sioux, leaving him screaming in agony. A shockwave of energy coursed through Sioux, leaving him struggling to regain his composure. Lightning crackled ominously as Sioux unleashed a brutal attack, leaving Lee in torment while onlookers watched in fear. The crowd erupted as Sioux unleashed a powerful energy burst, radiating triumph in the stadium. A menacing figure stood confidently, electricity sparking around his hand as he contemplated the pain he could inflict on his opponent. Relief washed over Sioux as he realized he had narrowly escaped death in the arena. He exclaimed that he had survived and truly thought he was going to die. A deep breath escaped Sioux, signaling the end of a taxing encounter. He sighed in relief, finally free from the pressure. A confident young woman with dark hair wielded a spear, ready to challenge Lee. Sioux looked shocked and frustrated at the AITM's unexpected announcement. Sioux couldn't believe what he had just heard. The arena buzzed with tension as Sioux launched into an aerial attack against his opponent. A triumphant cheer erupted as the crowd celebrated Song's victory in the martial arts match. She joyfully thanked her opponent for the thrilling contest. An ominous atmosphere enveloped the room as an unknown figure pushed an unconscious young man with long hair on a gurney. Song boasted about her victory while Sioux listened, slightly impressed by her confidence. Sioux playfully interacted with the joyful female character, laughter echoing between them as they shared a light-hearted moment. Tension crackled in the air as three young men exchanged worried glances about Sioux's rapid movements. One expressed concern about something suspicious happening. Another complained about how fast Sioux was acting, even before school had started. A tense atmosphere hung over the group as Sioux urged his companion to keep quiet, fearing trouble like Lei had faced. A confident and authoritative figure announced the competition's conclusion, declaring the results to an eager crowd. The scoreboard glowed proudly, showcasing Sioux's victory over his competitors. A commanding figure instructed the students to log in to the school's official website for their academy selection. Sioux stood close to a girl, engaged in a casual conversation about their assigned classes. She asked him which class he had been assigned to. He replied that he was in Weapons Academy, Freshman Class 2, and inquired about her class. The girl responded that she was assigned to Element Academy, Freshman Class 3. A playful atmosphere filled the air as Sioux challenged the crowd with a confident grin. He declared that daring to call him today would lead to baby names tomorrow. The girl nearby smirked, clearly amused by his antics. The atmosphere felt heavy with finality as the ceremony reached its conclusion, leaving an empty auditorium echoing with unspoken thoughts. Sioux listened intently as the announcer declared the assignment officially over. Sue observed the crowd, eager anticipation buzzing in the air, as students awaited important announcements about mentorship opportunities. A competitive tension filled the room as two men discussed the fierce nature of the new freshmen. One man expressed concern about the new batch's intensity. The other praised Sue's potential to dominate the student body soon. He predicted that many societies would compete fiercely for Sue's talents. Laughter filled the air as Sue suggested going out for a meal, celebrating their recent success together. Joy filled the air as Sue jumped excitedly, his energy contagious to those around him. A determined figure approached, gesturing towards Sue, creating a sense of curiosity. Sue turned, his expression shifting to one of cautious interest. A confident Sue smiled as he extended an invitation to join the Meteor Society. A confident Sue offered enticing resources to the student, promising a vice president position and substantial rewards for joining the Meteor Society. A wave of envy washed over Sue as he spoke about the unfair membership criteria of the Meteor Society. A sharp challenge pierced the air as Sue questioned Wu Yuan's generosity regarding the Meteor Society's resources. A confident and persuasive young man approached Sue with an enticing proposal to join the Ash Society. Sue observed a group of figures in the distance, feeling a surge of surprise at the sight of the reserve president. A stern figure stated that the Meteor Society was subordinate to the Meteor Guild, outlining regulations for the president's arrangement. Sue considered the proposal, pondering the weight of the decision before him. Sue reflected thoughtfully on his past life, recalling his time as student council chairman and the caution required in this life. Sue confidently handed over his private number card, indicating he wanted direct contact about their decision. The other character smugly presented his own card in response. Sue proposed that if the three characters wanted to join Meteor, they would be warmly welcomed along with his group. Sue stood beside a worried female character, watching as two figures in black suits walked away with an air of indifference. A group of students eagerly surrounded Sue, pitching their society's benefits with enthusiasm. They urged him to join, promising a majority of girls and better prospects. The young man listened, curiosity flickering in his eyes. A feeling of excitement filled the air as Sue led his friends towards. He expressed eagerness about the journey ahead. A mysterious figure walked away, leaving Sue alarmed and bewildered by their sudden departure. A confident woman approached Sue, casually greeting him after some time apart. Sue responded with a nervous smile, feeling the weight of her presence. A confident Sue introduced himself to the group, sharing that he was from the Element Academy, sophomore class 3. A playful atmosphere filled the air as excitement bubbled among the group. Sue pointed at, expressing his admiration for her newfound smile. A cheerful young woman with a bright smile introduced herself to the senior sister, mentioning she was a classmate of Sue. Sue admired a beautiful girl, captivated by her charming appearance and graceful figure. A tense moment lingered as the Sue observed a nervous female character react to an unsettling suggestion. Sue invited a female character to join him and others for a meal, and she agreed cheerfully. Sue walked purposefully along a bustling street, his gaze fixed on the tea house ahead. Glasses clinked together in a joyful celebration, marking the end of the freshman grand competition. A joyful moment unfolded as a playful and cheerful character raised her glass towards Sue, inviting him to cheers with excitement. A playful and inviting character suggested they share a drink, her cheerful demeanor lighting up the moment. Sue felt surprised yet willing to join her. A playful girl suggested they evacuate the love battlefield, her tone light yet strategic. Sue listened attentively, feeling the nervous energy around them. A cheerful young woman said goodbye to Sue, telling him that she and Chi had to leave first. A concerned Sue watches as two figures dart away in the distance, anxiety etched across his face. Sue asks about the situation with those fleeing. An injured senior sister asks for support, struggling to keep her balance. Sue listened attentively as two characters pleaded for his help, expressing their inability to walk. The atmosphere shifted as a composed and confident young woman agreed to take the curious and eager girl back. Sue stood proudly with two women, drawing envious glances from onlookers who commented on the attention he received. A sense of anticipation filled the air as Sue approached the door, ready to confront whatever lay beyond. A confident woman sat on the couch, her gaze fixed on Sue. She questioned who he was, her tone laced with intrigue. A supportive and professional woman presented a reward to Sue, who expressed his gratitude with a warm smile. A woman handed a small box to a curious Sue while explaining how to use it. A woman informed Sue about her departure, stating she had other students to notify. Sue turned away from the conversation, maintaining his calm demeanor. A tense atmosphere filled the room as Sue's worried expression deepened, questioning Brother Ming about the absence of conflict moments ago. Sue pondered the surprising absence of conflict, seated across from a calm and focused person. The atmosphere shifted as Sue expressed his amazement at Brother Ming's impressive handling of the situation while pressing a button. Excitement bubbled in the air as Sue eagerly held a mysterious box, ready to uncover its secrets. A glowing object pulsed in Sue's hand, revealing a powerful energy within. He focused intently, preparing to activate it with determination. A tense energy surged around Sue as he channeled power into the glowing orb, his expression focused and determined. Sue felt a rush of excitement, sharing his enthusiasm about the storage rings with a playful tease from the other character nearby. Sue felt a wave of envy as he thought about his low credits compared to Brother Ming's impressive score. A thoughtful Sue sat with his hands interlaced, contemplating his next move. Sue decided to visit the equipment department tomorrow. A curious Sue held a pill, wondering what its purpose was without a manual. Then, another person confidently called for it to identify it. A determined Sue examined a glowing object, intrigued by its mysterious radiance. A confident character explained the properties of a rank 5 mind-focused pill to a curious Sue, emphasizing its benefits for superpowered individuals. A curious Sue expressed surprise about EVA's capabilities, discovering it could analyze not just pills, but also monster materials and rare herbs. A thoughtful Sue held a spherical device while discussing the benefits of AI technology with another person. The other character suggested there might be similar products on the market. The young man nodded, acknowledging the suggestion and planning to search for one later. A determined Sue sat cross-legged in a training room, concentrating intently as he prepared to test his mental power. Sue focused on his mental power, eager to discover its limits. A small orange orb rested in Sue's hands as he contemplated the growing challenges of raising his abilities. A curious Sue contemplated the pill in his hand, hopeful it would bring unexpected changes. Sue channeled energy around himself, enveloped by a serene glow that radiated power and focus. A holographic display shimmered in front of Sue, revealing his impressive stats. He felt a surge of pride as he reviewed his ability points. Determination fills the air as Sue prepares to train, his focus unwavering. He resolves to train for 2 hours before sleeping, fueled by his high spirit. A bustling outdoor plaza thrums with life as people traverse the space, unaware of the challenges ahead. Sue walks through the plaza, intrigued by the atmosphere around him. A wave of satisfaction washed over Sue as he reflected on his financial success. He thought about how selling the rings had made him wealthy. A buzzing waiting area filled with impatience surrounds Sue, clutching a number slip tightly. He expresses frustration about the long wait ahead, feeling it may take over an hour. A pensive atmosphere fills the waiting area as Sue stands alone, surrounded by indifferent individuals. A moment of surprise electrified the air as Sue caught sight of someone unexpected. Sue noticed another person and expressed his surprise at their presence. Sue smiled as he spoke to senior sister, teasingly asking if she had sobered up from the previous night. A woman animatedly shared a memory from long ago, her excitement palpable in the air. Sue listened curiously, intrigued by her words. Sue, eager to exchange information, asked if the other character was there to sell the rare herbs found in the cave. Character 2 explained her preference for a potion maker to refine them. A confident and alluring woman enthusiastically presented herself as a skilled potion maker, captivating Sue with her charm and wit. A tense exchange unfolded as a confident woman challenged Sue's skills, questioning his expertise. Sue listened, surprised yet determined to defend his reputation. Sue contemplated his career shift, expressing his decision to leave wilderness filming behind for full-time potion making. A serene atmosphere enveloped the park as Sue sat beside a quiet, introspective woman on a bench. A casual conversation unfolded as a supportive woman expressed concern about potential fan loss from Sue TM's change in video style. A nostalgic Sue shared his tragic past, revealing he lost his parents during a beast tide when he was a teenager. Excited, reacted to his story, noting his viral video of killing beasts. He mentioned his struggle after awakening an A-rank ice ability and working hard for university. Lastly, he expressed concern about his dire financial situation. A confident Sue stood proudly in a lab, holding a vial while another person recorded a video in the background. Sue explained that endorsements from his viral video boosted his income, but he preferred researching and refining pills. A tension-filled moment lingered as a hopeful woman shared her encouragement with Sue about his decision to pivot. She expressed her belief in his success. A curious and playful woman asked if an ice-type user could become a potion maker, and Sue replied that she clearly knew very little about potion making. Sue explained that specialized enchanted cauldrons could convert energy types into flame, adding that lightning-type energy can also refine medicine. A confident woman offered rare herbs to Sue, suggesting he could assist her. Sue accepted her proposal with curiosity. A confident woman handed a box to Sue, promising the finished pills would be ready in a week. A sudden alert on his phone caught Sue off guard, filling him with shock. A serene courtyard house emerged in the aerial view, surrounded by lush trees that whispered secrets of ancient traditions. Sue shared intriguing news about their junior brother's incredible reputation, sparking senior brother's curiosity about the junior's true power. Sue hinted at an upcoming revelation, leaving an unseen audience in suspense. A thoughtful young woman pondered over the rivalry between her junior and senior brothers, questioning the accuracy of the claims she had just heard. In a lively hallway, Sue greeted his teacher with excitement. Sue rushed over as soon as he received the call. A concerned Sue looked shocked as he gazed at a seated figure in a wheelchair. He questioned about what had happened to him. Sue confronted the group, revealing that the Rank 8 had used the Grey Guild as bait to lure monsters, causing heavy casualties. Sue clenched his fists in frustration, expressing anger over missing the freshman competition and the existence of such scum among. A powerful Grandmaster loomed in the background as Sue reflected on his second-tier abilities with a sense of concern and self-awareness. The atmosphere shifted as an older man gestured reassuringly toward a younger male, introducing him to his seniors with warmth. Sue listened, feeling a mix of curiosity and uncertainty. A warm atmosphere enveloped the scene as a confident and friendly young man greeted the audience with a cheerful smile. Sue presented a Rank 4 Origin Energy pill, explaining its ability to enhance mana absorption efficiency. He then offered to transfer 200 credits directly. Sue expressed his gratitude while bowing slightly to his senior brother and sister, feeling thankful for their support. Sue confidently displayed a magical object, asserting that senior sister Tong doubted his mastery of 4 A-rank lightning combat skills. A moment of disbelief filled the air as Sue and another person reacted to an incredible achievement. Sue expressed astonishment at the news. The other character questioned how Sue managed such a feat while also learning combat skills. Frustration washed over Sue as he reflected on the unfairness of his competition. Sue felt overwhelmed by his rival's superior skills. Sue stood confidently, claiming his intuition was simply a natural gift. Character 1 teased him, expressing playful dismay at his nonchalant attitude. Character 2 declared he couldn't share information about the system. A proud mentor praised a confident and ambitious young man for his hard work and intuition, promising a celebration banquet later. Moments later, he expressed a desire to test a combat skill. A confident Sue smirked, boasting about his skill while downplaying senior brother's struggles. 4 characters displayed intense expressions, reacting to a shocking revelation that had just unfolded before them. Sue appeared surprised and alert. Character 1 watched him, focused and intimidating. Character 2 looked towards Sue, her expression filled with concern. Character 3 glanced at the others, nervously trying to gauge their reactions. A determined Sue announced his inability to break through the Nether Thunder armor, leading the group to the training field. Aerial view of an empty circular arena surrounded by benches, where shadowy figures stood silently, creating an ominous atmosphere. One person questioned whether his junior brother had truly learned the S-Rank skill, while another finally understood what his senior brother meant by monster. Electricity crackled around a focused Sue as he concentrated, channeling a powerful surge of energy. Electricity surged around a confident Sue as he defiantly challenged his master to come at him. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.